Cornell Diehl XXV Reserve Dawn. Crafted in honor of Smoking Pipe's 25th anniversary, 25 Reserve Dawn is a flake cut blend composed entirely of our finest Virginia grades, including a special 25-year-old varietal rich in natural sugar and deep notes of molasses. Brand Cornell Diehl, blended by Jeremy Reeves, manufactured by Cornell Diehl. Blend type straight Virginia, contents Virginia. Cut, broken flake. Packaging, 2-ounce tin weight. Country, United States. Production, never to be seen again. I love smoking pipe tobacco. It does something for me, guys, on a level I can't even really express. I love the act of smoking it. I like pipes and all that. I love smoking a pipe. Love it. It does something for me. Anyways, when I smoked this out of a pipe yesterday, I liked it. Damn, it didn't smoke half as good as it's been smoking out of this Savinelli 311 KS. My God. This would be, in my limited experience, having owned a handful of pipes. I don't have many. I've got like 7, 8, 9, something like that. 10, maybe, actually. And it's, man, the 311 KS by Savinelli Poker, it just smokes so good. And this isn't even the one I wanted. It was just available. That would be my only gripe, is how quick they get gobbled up rather quickly. Kinda. Like the variety of it. Like, you can always go and find one for the most part, but it may not be in the color you want or in the finish you want. You know, it gets like that rather quickly. That's all I'm saying. I didn't really want the alligator, which I've smoked this so much. It's much of the color has been removed, and it looks better in my opinion now. I'm cool with the stem, that vibrant blue. That's fine. I wasn't a big fan of the alligator, to be honest with you. Smokes like a dream, though. That's the hard part. It's like, I realize my review on a lot of these tobaccos would be different if I wasn't smoking it out of this pipe. And I don't know how to explain that. I'm assuming a lot of you out there have experienced that, because I think a lot of y'all have been smoking far longer than I have. And I'm just here to tell you that that's a real thing. Yes, I don't know what it is. Hope you all have a great weekend this weekend. For those that need to rest. For those that need to get stuff done, get stuff done. Hopefully you can get stuff done and rest. Both of those things are important. Sometimes we need spiritual rest, and you have to rest in God. You have to rest in the Holy Spirit. That is a very important thing. And it doesn't need to look religious. It's just simply seeking God with your heart. You can talk to Him in your mind. I do that every night when I go to sleep after work. I just talk to God as I drift into my dream state. I highly recommend it. When you're honest with yourself, you begin to realize you have such little control over anything and everything in your life. We are so fragile as individuals. And because so many of us are in survival mode, our egos have developed in such a way to keep us empowered and to keep us moving forward that we have these fictitious concepts of our own strengths and who we are. And it's a form of survival, and it helps us navigate and get up the next day and put one foot in front of the other. But if you can slowly give that to God as opposed to building your own egomaniacal prison, which we all do, I respect it. There's real peace and comfort in resting in God. Didn't plan on talking about this, just saying. Anyways, as you know, this is Straight Virginia by Cornell and Diehl, 25-year aged Virginias are in this, little yellow, little red, what have you. I agree with beans. I doubt it's all that much. It was also in the dusk. You do notice it. Like, you certainly notice this isn't fresh off the plant. Whatever I'm trying to say. You can tell there's some age on some of this, is what I'm trying to say. But man, really enjoying it far more in this pipe than I did the last pipe I smoked out of last night, which is typical of the 311 KS. And, you get a little citrus, you get the hay, you get the bread notes, a little creamy. Very smooth on the retro hail. You get some spice, there's definitely some spice on the retro hail. It's really good. So much better out of this pipe. And I didn't dislike it when I smoked it last night. It's just, it never really came alive. Like, I was like, yeah, that's good. But, man, the things that go in to making an experience bad or good or marginal. That's why you should always take every review with a grain of salt, unless it's beans. Don't take him. Someone that's been smoking a long time. Like, I don't know what it is, but he has a really good track record of just popping a 10, smoking a pipe, smoking a blend, and sometimes, very seldom, he'll come back and be like, hey, something grew on me, but by and large, he can just do that. I like to smoke something for a little while before I do a review on it. Case in point. Now, I can't really detect very straightforward. I'm not known for detecting specific things. It's the things that I can detect, you can detect in all straight Virginias. I get the Brit, I get the hay, I get the citrus. There's a little spice on this. Other than that, it's just how it comes together that makes it very enjoyable. And I think it's very enjoyable. And I think it would be so much better. And it's really good with 5 years of age on it. I took a little bit, put it in here. Once this is gone, I'll be putting real age on that. I'll occasionally smoke a bowl here and there. After a year, maybe once a year or twice a year, I'll smoke a little bowl. But I want to put a good 3 to 4 years of age on it before I get too carried away. Very light. I packed it very light. It's really good. So those are my thoughts. I wish I had more to talk about it. That's it. I have to admit, I did smoke. I couldn't stand it any longer. I did pop a 10. Pop my Robert McConnell Scottish Flake. And I'll talk about that later. But I will be moving into the Plum Pudding Reserve next weekend. I know that's going to be good. I know I'm going to like it. Will I like it more than the regular plum pudding? I don't know. I love the plum pudding bourbon barrel aged, but honestly, I wouldn't trade it for the original. And I gotta say also, even though my jam is Virginia, Perique, Burley, and I don't mind Cavendish really, at least yet. I haven't encountered a problem with Cavendish yet. Not that I've smoked heavy, dominant Cavendish blends, but that MacBaron Latakia Flake was awesome. I need to smoke that again. It's just too hot. I don't want to smoke Latakia Flake. But man, that stuff was good. That's why I loaded up on that a bit after the acquisition. That and Old Dark Fired and Burley Flake. And thanks to Greg Tunnel, he gave me a nice jump on that Burley Flake. The guy sent me 2 pounds of it. That was awesome. Speaking of Greg, I'm so fried. He sent me a text and I haven't even responded to him. He doesn't take it personal though. He knows. Him of all people. Greg's in great shape. At his age, doing the shit he does, guys, I'm telling you. That's old school mindset. And you got Piper Dave at his age out there on his land. Don't fool yourself. That guy's busting his ass all over his property. It's like, that's an old school thing. I remember Piper Day was talking about that earlier about, you got to be careful. You get older. My brother was talking about this. A lot of age is a mindset. Yes, the body's going to break down, all that stuff, but you got to be real careful about the conversations you have with yourself. You start convincing yourself that you're done, you're washed up, there's no more energy, there's no more this. You get into real stinking thinking. you are going to speak some shit into your mind, into your psyche, into your life. There's power in the tongue. You got to speak out against that stuff, man. You know, God's grace is sufficient. You are healthy. You know, you're blessed. Don't start convincing yourself of anything other than grace and glory and goodness and love and prosperity. You got to remind yourself of those things. You have to reach out. You know, as believers, we can reach out to the miraculous and expect a reaction. That is where we are set free. We are in the world, not of it. So back to that talking to God stuff at night. You know, you start convincing yourself that you got everything under control and not giving credit where credit's due. You know, you may lose that magic. It's always good to return to the source of all provision, of all providence, of all love, of all prosperity, of all grace, of all mercy. My God, the list is long, and that is God. And mindset is huge. Like, I don't mind bitching on corruption. It needs to be talked about, but man, you got to give glory to God for everything in your life. I didn't used to when I was younger, even as an active Christian or as a real believer. I don't know what an active Christian. I was never an active Christian, but as a real believer, I mean, I would always testify of God and truth. Still do. Always will. As a sinner, as someone that's been rescued from darkness. But man, I don't know that I used to ever really give him thanks for the good things in my life. It's like, that's because of God. Anyways, I'm just saying. It's all relative. Anywho, long video. Blessings. Thank you, Albert Pena. Delicious. Man, get you 311 KS. Break it in, though. Really break it in. You got to put it through its paces. But after you do, man, I'm telling you, this pipe. I started with the 673, the Friday Savinelli from Matches, you know, that paying homage to Matches. Great pipe. Nothing wrong with it. But brother, and a lot of it, the ergonomics of that saddle bit is just profound. But man, it just smokes so damn good. So damn good. You all have a great weekend.